Well, let's change it. So I am recording. So this is Sylvia Dana from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And is there anybody here? Because I did put an invite out to just my Facebook. Is there anybody here that's not in EXP Realty? You can either chat or speak up. Or is everybody with EXP?
I am.
Everybody's from EXP so far. That's good. That's fine. That's fine. So we are going to be reading Miracle Morning for Realtors. Now, if you've read the original Miracle Morning and you haven't, or some other Miracle Morning for entrepreneurs and haven't read the one for Realtors, that's okay. Get it on audiobook or something. But I've read the Miracle Morning for Realtors and the original Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Now, Miracle Morning for Realtors has, input from Michael Maher, who wrote 7 Levels of Communication, which is a book we did in book club a couple books ago. And Miracle Morning for Realtors is a continuation of the story that's kind of integrated with the concepts, the story of Rick and Michelle. And then Jay Kinder, who's now with EXP, is part of the book, too. And so, or he, contributed to the book too. So anyway, so there's lots of reasons we're reading this book. And I think it really is a game changer because we just got done reading 10X by Grant Cardone. And Julie, when I was typing up these notes, I was like, gosh, this is 10X all over again, but I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go ahead and start. So again, thank you Julie, for writing these notes, and then she sends them to me, and I just kind of put them here so we can just have stuff to talk about. Anybody's anytime we're going to just talk, and anybody who wants to chip in or please feel free. Or if you just want to write a comment or speak up, it's fine. Okay, so you're all participating. All right, so your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, and that is the hallmark of what we're going to be talking about today is, improving yourself and developing yourself and taking time to do that. So the reason that your level of success seldom exceeds your level of personal development is because success is something you attract by the person you become. So as we develop ourselves, we're going to attract more of who we are. So that whole law of attraction thing back at work it's a thing. So this book, we continues the story of Rick and Michelle. And if you read 7 Levels of Communication, which we do have masterminds on that. I have those recorded. If anybody wants those, let me know. I can put the playlist in the chat. But, Rick kind of got his life together, his real estate life together, and just became a better person in 7 Levels of Communication by just having consistency and discipline. And now, he's continued on, he's kind of dropping the ball. He's like just letting it go. And so that's where we start. And somebody's chatting with me. Good morning, Renelle. Okay, yes, I will share it before we end here. Okay, good. Yes. So we mastermind. It's recordings like this and you can, but it is a great book, you guys. I'm rereading it because you gotta practice it. And 7 Levels of Communication, somebody else mentioned to me that they really were getting a lot out of it. So I encouraged him to start a group on Workplace for people who want to implement 7 level strategies in their business. So FYI. I told him I can't do it. I can't do another group, but please, can you please do it? And he said he would, so he did. All right. So Rick is, sleeping in. He's overweight. He's dropping the ball on referrals, and because his personal development is stalled. And he admits he's not living a level 10 life, or as Grant Cardone calls it, a 10X life. He's living like a 2. And so, who knows if this percentage is correct, but it's fine. We know. You can see it. You can just go outside and look. That 95% of our society settles for far less than what they really want in life. They wish they had more. They live with regret. They never understand that they could have or be or do all that they want. And God, we know this, you guys. We know this, but as you go through this, and it's just, I don't know why we have to be reminded every single day, but we do. Okay, so here's what we have to do to live better. We have to acknowledge that if we don't separate ourselves from the 95%, we will end up struggling alongside the rest of them. We must commit to thinking and living differently. Being average means you're settling for less than you truly want or are capable of. Each day, people wake up and struggle to create levels of success, happiness, love, fulfillment, health, and prosperity that they truly deserve. And right now, I'm just thinking, we got a couple people, on our team, revenue share group, that work another full-time job. And they're like people like my age in their, 40s. Their age starts with a 4, okay? And, they say, oh, gosh, if I quit my job and just do real estate full-time, my parents, they just, my parents won't like that. Like, my parents won't approve. Like because they come from a go to work and punch a clock sort of mentality. And, this whole idea of being an entrepreneur and like achieving more is foreign to some people. Does anybody want to say anything about what we've talked about so far? I did mute you, so you'll have to unmute yourself. Nobody?
Hey, Sylvia, this is Tiffany from Charlotte.
Hi, Tiffany.
What you're saying absolutely resonates with me. I just joined real estate in April. I'll pass pre-licensing. I joined EXP in May, and I'm currently working another full-time job. Mm-hmm. I work from home, so it's a little flexible, but it's hard for my husband, me to quit and do real estate full-time. Like, I have the vision. I can see it. Like, I'm reading these books. I didn't even know you guys read 10X, but I read 10X a few weeks ago. And so what you're saying is exactly where my mindset is. But I feel like my family who loves me is, unfortunately, I feel like they're holding me back, Yeah,
no, I relate. I really understand too. And, I don't know how to how to tell you to overcome it, but it's good that you're just here. And I think you'll find a way, because especially when you're married, it's like you want to respect that other person, but damn, it's tough. That's tough.
It is tough. Like, I can see the vision of like where our life can be and just the freedom and, and I tell him about the rev share and I tell him about all these things. He's like, yep, that's great. And I'm like, no, it's not a pipe dream. I'm telling you, I've talked to these people. I know it's real. I've met with them. I've had lunch with them. Like, it's a real thing. And he's like, okay,
Yeah, Tiffany, that's something that I totally relate to as well. I really struggled with my fiance this last year. I've been in real estate for just over a year now. And until I had my first couple of deals, until he really could see the results from the efforts that I was putting in, it was so hard to get him to buy in to me not working a traditional type job. It was really hard. He thought that I was laying in bed all day, or that I could do plenty of laundry and dishes and all these things. Like, babe, I am not home. You might think I am, but I'm not home. I'm out there hustling, and I need you to have faith. And that was really hard. Once I started seeing results, definitely there was an attitude change, but it was a struggle for sure.
What do you do with your relationship? Like, we're running into that. So like, I just joined NAR and my local MLS last week. So prior to that, like, I hadn't really been doing any lead generation just because I wasn't a part of the MLS. And so now I'm getting leads in, whether it be just for rentals where I make $100, or I'm going to open houses, just trying to shake hands. And so it's really difficult because I don't have that same relationship time, but it's a time constraint. Like I've got a full-time job and I'm trying to get this off, like exactly what you were just saying, so I feel like the fruit's not going to come for a few more weeks or maybe even months.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely, for me, it was a big process, and it was a lot of conversation and frustration. I mean, I'll be super honest. Like, there was a period last fall where I told him to go pound sand, and I went and took a week at my parents' house to figure out if I wanted to continue to work on it. And, we got through it, but it takes a lot of communication. It took him being able to express his frustrations with me and what he was misunderstanding. And then it took me going back to him and saying, this is what I'm frustrated with, and this is what I need, how I need your support, and how you could demonstrate that to me. I started my office at the time, was having a ton of events where we would bring our clients in or prospective clients in. And I started inviting him to all of those so he could participate and see what it was doing and see what I was doing. And that made a little bit of a difference too. So you just have to, and like balancing the full-time job, it's really hard. I get it. I've had to do that as well. I took a time break this summer or this winter over the holidays. I'm like, I need some cash. And so I'm going to go, do some things for a little bit. And it was really difficult. And it stressed me out unnecessarily. So I just, you just have communication is what I would advise.
That's great encouragement. Thank you. It's just exactly what Sylvia was just saying about always wanting more. Like I am the 5%. I don't feel like he's the 95% because he's very intelligent. He's the breadwinner in our house and he has a master's degree from Wake Forest, but I feel like I always want more. And he's like, why can't you just be happy? And it's my fear of being that 95%. I don't want to be 95.
Right. Well, he's got that rich dad, poor dad syndrome. I have a master's degree too. I have like 3, I don't know how many degrees I have, at least 3. I don't know. I have a lot of and but I came from that family and that background, going to college, getting education, being, whatever, having this, very academic job, or, just this, having this position and this title and getting the salary, was what was respected, like even my aunt Leilani, who she was a social worker for, schools for many years, and she has a great retirement. She's been retired for a long time now, and most of my family come from teachers, and I was a teacher, and it's like having that job and then this retirement, and but things are different for teachers now than how it was in their day, so you can't really retire the way they are, but they don't even see that I have a job. Like, you could come, my aunt lives in California now, she could come to California and get a job. What are you talking about? So anyway, I think you're right. You keep the mindset. You're going to figure this out. I mean, I had a full-time job up until September, and I had to quit with no pending transactions and no money in the bank, no listings, and no reason except that I wanted to. But you know what? I don't have anybody else to answer to. So
I would do it today if I wouldn't lose my husband. I would quit today.
Okay. You keep telling him that. And you know what? I think just keep working hard, and you're just going to work your ass off. You're going to have to work your ass off and keep showing him what you're capable of. And hopefully that will work. So,
yep.
So thank you though for sharing and being so transparent. Both of you, all of you have shared so far. Thank you. So we're going to identify the 7 causes of mediocrity. So this is where it gets fun, okay? So the first part, number 1, is the rear view mirror syndrome. This is where our subconscious mind constantly checks our self-limiting rear view mirror, filtering every choice we make. This spoke to me, Julie, when you wrote these notes and I put this in here, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's big. So from the time that we wake up to what goals we're going to set. So if we choose what time we're going to wake up and we choose what goals we're going to set, all these choices are made through this filter these limitations of our past experience, or what other, limitations people put on us. Someone's chatting. Offer your books on personal development to your spouse, family. Great Father's Day gifts. That's a suggestion from somebody. That's good. Yeah. Make them listen to audiobooks with you. Go on a road trip. Say, honey, we're going to go on a road trip, but we got to listen to all these books. All right. So to fulfill your potential, it is crucial that you see yourself as better than you've ever been before. And invest time daily to condition that vision of who you can become until it becomes your new identity. So for those of you that are in situations where you have a partner that you have to answer to, I mean, you should or get off the pot. But if you're gonna shit, then the only thing I think you can do is to, invest in yourself daily and keep being better yourself until they have no choice but to believe you. That's what I think. All right. Anybody else want to say anything about that?
I actually am blessed that I have a husband who, oh my gosh, absolutely supports me 120%. I mean, he's believed in me before I did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's when you have a partner, they have to be on board with you, or they're going to be that ball that has you second guessing or brings you down. You definitely somehow have to figure out how to get them on board with you. And get them to believe that what you're, the seeds that you're planting and the things that you're doing, are going to come to fruition. I mean, for me, it took a couple of months to really get the ball rolling, but once it started rolling, it's like not stopping. And you want to read more, to do more, and once things start rolling, they won't stop as long as you keep investing in yourself and believing. But you can't have a partner that's gonna wait, hold you back, because that's just that's not gonna work.
So we're salespeople when it comes down to it. So this could be like the biggest sale of your life, is selling your partner on getting on board with this, and just being persistent about it, and just until they realize you're not gonna back down, and you're and so that's a tough situation. I mean, that is a tough situation. So, but I think you're in the right place, and we're talking about it, and you're focusing on yourself, and you don't have control of this other person, this partner, this person that you invested your life with, but it is the biggest sale of your life, I would say. All right. So the number two cause of mediocrity is an unclear purpose. What is your life's purpose? And you guys, again, I know we all know this, but when we get busy with doing stuff and things, and oh my gosh, I just realized my computer might die. Hang on. So anyway, when we get busy doing stuff and things, and we, we just get lost in the shuffle and what kind of marketing we're going to do or whatever the heck it is, we can lose our focus and our purpose so easily. And we're going to commit to time blocking this week, and then things happen and we just, it's, so I think, being able to spend time on a Friday morning and, you know, get this in our head that, yes, we have to have a life purpose. Do I even know what my purpose is? Is it just like to make as much money as possible? Like for me, honestly, you guys, it's not super clear. I know what my immediate purposes and goals and needs are. Oops, but that's it. So that's something I need to work on. So we need to choose a clear purpose, one that inspires us to wake up every day and live our life on purpose. Align your thoughts and actions with your purpose. Aligning your thoughts and actions with your purpose is crucial to guiding you to the most successful, fulfilling life you can make. So I have to be honest, for me, I think this whole idea of purpose is, so for so much of my life before, I was always in survival mode. So I could always do things, like unbelievable things. Like I look back on my life and see things that I did and things I overcame and things that I accomplished. I'm like, how did I do that? It's because I was like, I needed to survive. And that was my purpose. And so it was, but through that, I did accomplish some great things. But now that I'm sort of over that, I'm over survival mode now. Even, you know, do I still like struggle with money or whatever? Yeah, absolutely. Like if I don't have a closing for a while, or whatever. Yes, absolutely. But my mindset is different now. And so this part for me is developing this true purpose, because before it was just to survive. And now I'm like, oh, wait, the whole world is my oyster. So this is something that I need to work on, is developing this, because it's not about just surviving anymore for me. So does anybody else want to say anything about that?
I can totally relate to that, Sylvia. I realized in the last year that I have never really had a goal, never really like had a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, or God forbid a 15-year plan. I just was kind of floating along, and I experienced a lot of success, fortunately, because I had great people around me to lift me up. But now in this industry, I've really had to figure out, you know, what it is that I want. And one of the things that I discovered, you know, is that I'm super passionate about real estate. I love real estate. But I also discovered there are things about it that make me even more excited. And then there are things about it that I'm just not into. Right. And, you know, so maybe it'll be that it will lead me, this career has led me to a different goal, or to an actual real goal, that I can really work for and build. And I think that's sometimes finding your purpose is the hardest thing. You know, I, like you, have a 4 in the front of my age, and and it's a lot, you know, it's kind of crazy to me to come from a background where everybody had goals and you had this life plan and you had to do these things. And I really did float along. But I feel like now finally, you know, through a lot of the self-development work, I have found purpose, and it's amazing the change in my energy about it.
Yeah. So, you know, like selling real estate, like that's, you know, that part, you know, whatever. I don't really care, to be honest. But I do really enjoy working with my clients and helping them. And I will tell you what helps me is, well, you know, I sold Mary Kay for 8 years. And I want to tell you, if you've never been at Mary Kay meetings, I think everybody should join Mary Kay and go to meetings for a year, because it changed my mindset, truly did. And it led me to the life I am now. Because then I went on to sell cars. It was the most money I'd ever made previously in any sort of degree job I'd ever had. I was a journalist. I was a teacher. I was a marketing professional, blah, 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 blah. But now I was actually making money. But because I think Mary Kay, and because of how much I care about working with people, or the energy I feel when working with people, what I realized that my job is that my job is to help people believe they deserve good things. That's my job. My job is to help others believe they deserve good things. And And that helped me be able to be successful selling cars because it was true. It was true. And it's true now. And now what I found with real estate is I can find other like-minded people that I could never find in the car business. I can find other like-minded people to run with. And just, and it's because I'm such a high achiever in my mind. So right now, I just like, what goals can we achieve? So, but anyway, somebody's chatting. So let's see what they say. Vernell says, we are singing her song this morning. Yeah, you know what? I'm super inspired too. This is really fun. I'm so glad you guys are participating. Does anybody else want to say anything till we go to the next slide?
What helped you guys find your purpose? I was basically a full-time mom, and now they're all out of the house, and I really don't know what to do with me. They were my purpose.
My kids are out of the house too, and I can speak to this because I was a little bit lost, and once I focused solely on, I started, Miracle Morning was the first book that I read, and I was so inspired. I actually have a list of books that I have created on an Excel sheet that just, I started going to a Real Estate 101, Jonathan Dupree. Oh, it was amazing. And just reading these books, they inspire you, just trying to do some of the things that these books teach you, just, and they work, because doing some of these things and getting some of the results that actually start appearing in them will make you want to do more. Exercising is huge, taking care of yourself, feeling better like that. Meeting people, going out and talking with title companies, people at the title companies, they want to help you. They want to, take you to coffee and print labels for you and make home books for you. And I mean, they want to do things for you. But just getting yourself out there. I think for me, I'm kind of an introvert, I think, a little. And so it's out of my comfort zone to even really be here on this Zoom meeting. But to doing things out of your comfort zone and going to, for me, I mean, I'm capping today, you guys. I'm capping today. It's amazing.
Cool. Congrats.
And early, like her cap year doesn't end till the end of November.
Nice.
Yeah, December 1st is, and so so that means that all the rest of the deals that I do, I get all my commission.
Good for you. Congratulations.
And she can get to Icon. Woo!
Yeah. So, but all of that was, I've never bought a lead or any of that. It's just working on your spirit. It's just reaching out to the people that you know and letting them know that you sell real estate and that you want to help them. And, and that you'll do you'll go, you don't know the answer, you'll find the answer. And you're committed to, go to other people's open houses, and talk to them, or, preview stuff. I don't know, I can talk all day, so.
It helps. And I guess that this is the first step then, starting the book club and
Yep.
go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And to Julie, I just want to say, maybe, and this is because it's something I'm working on too. So I'm like, well, maybe I don't know my entire purpose yet, but maybe I can know what my purpose is this week. Or I can, you know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah. I'm going to figure it out today.
What's my purpose for today? And just start there. And then I don't know if you've ever read 7 Levels of Communication, which is sort of the prequel to this book for Miracle Mornings for real estate agents, that specific Miracle Morning, 7 Levels of Communication, sort of like prequel. And that book is just so much about like meeting people and building a referral business. And I mean, I feel like that, because I'm studying that again right now, even though we read the book like 2 books ago, I'm like, I need this book. I need to practice it. And I've read it before, like a year ago, but I just, once we mastermind it, I'm like, this is good shit. You guys, I'm swearing, I'm sorry. But I can do that, right? Anyway, so I need to know, but what it's great about it is it's helping me to say yes and be more open to meeting with people, especially lenders, because lenders do like want you to hang out with them. And it's like, I can't meet another lender. I can't. But a couple months ago, a lender came to one of our little meetings here that we had, and gosh, I just really liked her. I just liked her energy. She was so eloquent, and she just was also down to earth at the same time. And I'm like, I don't know, I just like you. So I actually reached out to her and said, will you meet with me? And we met yesterday. We talked for 2 hours. Oh my gosh. She asked me to show her about EXP. I showed her. She was so excited. She's like, this is awesome. You can do this. And she was like pouring into me and investing in me and encouraging me and saying, we need to start a weekly mastermind where we're just going to get together and we're going to talk and we're going to do, I was like, and I got so much out of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. But this whole birds of a feather flock together thing, finding other people that will bring you up. And I swear she brought me up just in that in a few minutes. She raised me like so high, and like I'm still feeling it today. So anyway, just find people. So anyway, okay. So the next one, isolating incidents. We do this when we mistakenly assume each choice we've made and action we take is only affecting that particular moment or day. But we must realize that the impact and consequences of our choices and our thoughts are determining who we are becoming, which ultimately determines the quality of our lives. So if we say, oh, this is, okay, I'm talking to myself here. Just watch this one next episode of this. Just one more, that choice is gonna snowball into, something I don't want. No, not that hanging out and just relaxing and watching something once in a while is bad. It's not. But, how many times, how often are you going to do that, So does anybody else want to say anything about that? Jackie.
I totally relate to it, Sylvia.
Yeah. The Netflix, watching one more episode.
Marvel episodes, yeah.
I know. I love it too. I'm right there with you, girl.
I have to pull myself away from it just to get back to work, because it snowballs into binging on a whole season.
I know. I totally have to tell myself, like, okay, I cannot turn on the TV till after 9:30 or after 9 o'clock, and then I have to go to bed by 10. Like, I get one episode a night. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah. Anyway, okay. All right. So the next one, this one's a big one too. This, when I was putting these notes together, this hit me quite a bit. I don't like it. Lack of accountability. So as children, every positive result we produced was thanks to accountability. So the relentless accountability of our parents and teachers to make us eat our vegetables and do our homework and brush our teeth. This was what made us do good things and achieve the next thing. So as adults, we're responsible for initiating our own systems for accountability in order to achieve worthy levels of success. So this one strikes me, I think, my mom especially was sort of passive. So I kind of just went to bed when I sleep, so, and I've never done well with people telling me what to do. So this one hits me quite a bit. Phyllis shared a quote, "What story am I creating about myself today? What story do I tell myself about blank?" So, the story I'm creating about myself today. So today I am confident and I and I meet people who I need and who need me. You know, it's like what I love that, Phyllis, just every day waking up with that purpose of what story am I creating about myself today? Thanks for sharing that. As far as this accountability slide, does anybody want to share anything? Somebody's chatting. Jerry says, and what about you add to it? The struggle is real. Jerry, say more about that.
Add ADD to it.
Oh, ADD. No, it's true.
Struggle is real.
You get on so many tangents like, oh, shiny. Oh, yeah. You guys, you know I'm bad with that.
That's terrible.
Squirrel. Exactly. And that's, yeah, very real. Yes, yes. So I'm glad that, but at the end of the day, we're responsible for that. So we're going to have to rein that in, but I'm so creative, and so sometimes like, but my creativity isn't always going to help me achieve the next thing. Sometimes just discipline and doing what I'm supposed to do is what I need to be doing. You have to, we have to figure that out. Okay. So this one is good too. So the number 5 reason, for, staying in mediocrity is having a mediocre circle of influence. We become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. My mom always said, birds of a feather flock together. So it's crucial that we actively seek out and align ourselves with individuals who are living and performing at levels we aspire to be. And you know what? That's great. That's what we're doing here, you guys. We're getting together with other people who want to have radical change in their lives, who want way more out of life, who have really big goals and need people to run with. So, good job for us. We're together trying to, purposefully coming together purposefully to do this, and I just want to applaud Julie right now because Julie joined, I've been doing this book club for a year now, in workplace, and she came when Julie joined. Now she's in Portland, and I do this. At the time when she was doing it, it's 8 a.m. Eastern time, but she had just read Miracle Morning, so she was doing the early riser thing anyway. So she joined our group, which is 5 a.m. her time, Pacific time. Then we did change it to 9 a.m. Eastern time. But anyway, it was still early for her, right? So anyway, but she's, committed to coming, and we enjoy coming to book club Friday mornings. And she, right now on book club, I'm just looking, I don't really see anybody like any other long timer. So people that have come to book club and before, honestly, no one's been as consistent as myself, because I'm the one who wanted to do this stupid thing, and Julie. So I just want to applaud her because she's committed to masterminding, and sometimes just reading the book and doing the self-development in your car is one thing, but to be able to just come together and talk about it with other people, what do you think, Julie?
I definitely look forward to it. And, I sit down and I start at the beginning of the week and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take notes. I mean, I'm, ahead of the book or whatever this one I happen to have already read, but in other ones that we've done, Think and Grow Rich, 7 Levels, and then the 10X, I would read ahead, but then in the beginning of the week, I would go back and I would, try and have the notes to you by, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, but it is amazing I love it because to go back and do the notes, it definitely has helped. And I like being a part of something. And so being a part of this mastermind is awesome. And I hope we keep doing it. And holy crap, I have 100 some books that I want to read.
Right. So, and you know, and that kind of goes like with being willing to like reach out and meet other people in your local community too. Like, I'm so glad I reached out to this woman, Amanda, and, you know, I didn't know how great our meeting was going to be and that she wants to spend time with me. And she thinks I'm worth spending time with because I think she's amazing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to let me in your circle and invest time with me? Like, that's going to be great, you know? So I feel real.
Plus in this group, it's like in 10X when we had Jeff and Adam, it's like they're my friends now, and I message them on Workplace, and it's like just a really quick funny thing is one of the books we were chatting about our RAS, you know, our
reticular activating system,
and I really want this white Tahoe or white Suburban, and so now everywhere I see them, and it was funny because I took a picture and I posted it to Adam and Sylvia and Jeff, and it's like, you guys, my RAS is working overtime. You know, it's just fun. They're my friends now, and with this 10X rule, Sylvia's like, okay, we have a homework. You know, we have to, you know, what are we gonna 10X? And then we all came back the next week and said what we were gonna 10X, and then do, you know, be responsible to do it. It's just holding us accountable. It's just fun, fun stuff.
Yeah. So not only do you have the influence, but there is accountability in it. And you guys, and I come on here and I've cried when you know, like I did a bad thing or I'm struggling with this. So anyway, it's good times. Okay. So we're glad you're here. All right. So the number 6 is insufficient personal development. So we're all trying to improve our lives without improving ourselves first. So it's like, this is where you're like trying to do, okay, here's my goals. I'm going to achieve this, this, and this. But if you don't spend the time internally, you know, in your internal self and your mindset, and just really spend the time and investing in that, it's going to be really hard to achieve those goals, you know, or improve yourselves without improve your lives without improving yourself first. So our level of success will parallel our level of personal development, as we started out with this conversation. And we must dedicate time each day to developing ourselves into a level 10 person. This way we can attract, create, and sustain the levels of success that we truly want and deserve. So this is sort of the lead into what this book is about, you know, spending time, and especially mornings, on this personal development time. Does anybody want to say anything right now? Jackie, come here, kitty. My cat keeps meowing. I'm sorry. I'm going to let him out. Does anybody want to say anything? No? Okay. The next one's important, really important. And this hit me too, is lack of urgency is number 7. The number 7. So this one level of mediocrity is the number 1 cause of struggle, regret, and unfulfilled potential. Lack of urgency is the ultimate potential preventer and destroyer. Like, I can do that later. I can do it tomorrow. You know, yeah, that's huge. So now matters more than any other time in your life, right, Julie? Do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Yeah.
And lack of urgency prevents you from doing what is necessary today to create a better tomorrow. So, you know, do those first 10 calls that you got to make in the morning. Just do it. Don't decide you're going to do it in the afternoon. Do it now. You know, for me
it was writing thank you cards. I mean, whole cards just to people that you met. I mean, just that was, you know, every day I would sit down and write, you know, several cards, and I spent a lot of money in postage lately. But it goes so far to have someone open up a card and handwritten, and it's something silly like, it was really nice to run into you yesterday. I enjoyed, you know, hearing about your kids. And that's all you have to do. And then it's people being top of mind. You know, people will remember you. And don't be shy about saying, I'm a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because for a long time I was secret realtor, 15 years.
So absolutely. And so you know, Villa said, you know, that 5-second rule book, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You know, like whenever
I just
you're
read that.
Huh?
I just read that.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
Yeah.
So if you're a little afraid to do something, or you feel like you're procrastinating and there's a reason for it, is, you know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm doing this. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm really good at jumping in a cold pool or cold water, I think, because I'm from Michigan. So when it's time to go to the lake, you know, it's like I just run right in. You know, I'm just like, I gotta be like that with everything in life. Just, I'm doing this. Screw it. You know.
Mel Robbins, 5-second rule. Good book.
It is. It's really good. So, lack of urgency is a cause of mediocrity and failure. Yeah, there's a workplace group for the 5-second rule. Okay. So now is the most important time in your life, because it's the choice you make today that determines who you are. And I'm gonna and who you are will always determine the direction and quality of your life. Okay? And here's the truth. We can't continue to accept mediocrity for ourselves and put off our best until someday in the future, because that day will never come. Someday will never come. Today's the day. I know that's a okay. So the possibility of mediocrity exists for all of us. Being mediocre means choosing to be the same as you've always been. It's the result of not making a commitment to continuously learn, grow, and improve yourself, which is how you create an extraordinary life. And so what we're being challenged with is, and I love this part, you guys, this is huge. I don't know if any of you are law of attraction fans, but if you are, you really understand this and it resonates with you. Let's learn how to love the life we have right now and love where we're at and do the best we can with what we have right now while creating the life of our dreams. So that resonates with me so much. It's like, you know, there's things that about my life and where I am currently that I don't love. but what can I embrace where I am and love even myself where I am while I'm working on the better things. So being grateful, having gratitude, acknowledging my efforts that I have made right now, and you know, my own affirmations, like, you did a good job, Sylvia. You did good, you know. And now, you know, you're doing even better, because look at all the things you're creating for yourself for your future, because you're doing it now. So this slide just really resonates with me. That's why I'm spending time on it. Does anybody want to say anything about it? Okay. And then finally, and this leads us to what's coming in this book, is the secret of success is found in our daily routine. So, and it's going to start with our mornings.
I think that it for many of us who are maybe struggling, or, you know, are new to, you know, this, it's planting the seeds. You just have to, everywhere you go, you have to plant a seed. And have a positive attitude, have a smile on your face, just be happy about where you are in life. I know that things come around. I read the book The Go-Giver, which was an amazing book, and I read it back in March, I think. And quick story, I had an open house, and I had door knocked, which I had never done. I mean, I'm constantly doing things that I'm it's out of my comfort zone. I've never tried it, but I went door knocking on this listing that I had, and I had 19 people come that first Saturday. Several of them were the neighbors, and one of was a couple that were remodeling their house down the street. They really wanted me to come by. They were so excited about it. So after the open house, I stopped by. They shared with me, they're so excited. They actually want to, finish fixing this up and then move to the other side of town and do the same thing. Of course, I left them my card, and was just really, it was really nice to walk around and see how excited they were. Outside in their backyard, they had put a water feature, and they said this was their sanctuary where they love to read. So I went home and I ordered on Amazon the Go Giver book because I had just read it. It was fresh in my mind, and I mailed it to them with a little note that said, "Hey, I really think you will love reading this book out in your sanctuary. And when you're finished with it, pass it on to somebody else that you think would benefit from this book." Because it's all about giving and being in business and giving and stuff. Anyways, I just got an email from them just 2 days ago that said they lost my card, but now they found it because they were wanting to reach out to me. They thanked me, and they said that they both have read the book, her and her husband, and they absolutely loved it. They passed it on to her boss, who's in business and is loving it too. And she gave me 2 leads in the neighborhood that we're going to sell. So into my story, because it's not at the end. But so I spent the day after that. Of course, I emailed her back, thanked her, and I used RPR. I did a property report on these 2 addresses. I looked them up, who they were. I did a little property report. I was going to mail them in the mail, but it dawned on me I should physically go to their home and actually give them my card and say hello. So I did that yesterday to one of them because I was teaching a first-time homebuyer class last night, so I only had time to go to one. But I went to their door, and I forgot the property report on my counter because it had a stamp on it and everything, and I left it on my counter, so I went, I'm winging it, and I just got a card, my business card, and I walked to their door and knocked on it 6:30 at night, and I said, "Hey, I heard that you're preparing your house for sale, or are you the homeowners?" And they're like, "Yes." And they are selling. I said, "I have a buyer for you. I think I have a buyer for you that I got from this other house friends, anyways, that want to stay in the neighborhood." So now I have their real estate agent, who they haven't listed the house. It's not listed. They're preparing it. And so now I'm going from there. So we'll still to be determined what happens. But they were very thankful and impressed, and maybe this house won't even go on the market.
Right.
So anyways, that's my story.
Just fun.
By planting the seeds.
I love it. I'm glad you told me this because I remember a while back, like 2 months ago or something, when you said you talked about mailing that book. So I'm glad to hear that you have something happen. Well, it's 9:57, you guys, and this has been great. We really appreciate everybody who's come on and participated. Does anybody have any final thoughts?
Has anybody ever done Alignable? Are you familiar with Alignable?
I am familiar with it, and I get like emails all the time, people wanting to say they're going to refer me or whatever, and I have not spent any time with it. Do you do it, Jerry?
I've been doing it for a number of years already, and I was kind of like in the beginning. I don't know, somebody must have all of a sudden figured it out, and now there's all these people on it. Mm-hmm. But I like it for, because every time somebody new comes on, I welcome them. Oh. So this is how I'm reaching out to, because I'm all about like promoting small businesses in the area and things like that. So what I've been doing is like I've been making appointments, meeting with them, doing a video and promoting their small business, and just building those relationships with local businesses, and being the person, there's all these agents that are on this Alignable now, but nobody is really like, they don't even have their picture on it. And I take it like to the next level. And last year I have like 28, I got the free version. This isn't costing anything. But I've got like 28 recommendations on there. So I'm way at the top. And last year, 2018, they awarded me Small Business Person of the Year. So I have a thing on my page that says I'm Small Business Person of the Year.
Hi.
So it's just a way to, build those relationships. And I haven't actually got any like business out of it, but I've made a lot of relationships with people. And so a lot of people know my name that aren't other realtors,
Exactly. And you know what? Grant Cardone says that in 10X. He said, one of the biggest achievements you can make is breaking out of obscurity, going from somebody that people don't know to becoming someone people do know. So that is going to be fruitful. And I'm glad that you shared that, because I do get the emails and I'm like, someday I'll do something with Alignable, but it's like,
I get the emails too, but I haven't.
I'm glad that you mentioned it, because now I'm going to be inspired to maybe do something with it.
Yeah.
Phyllis raised her hand. Phyllis, you're raising your hand. What do you want to say?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say I did Miracle Morning with Michael J. Meyer.
Yeah.
Meyer.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things he encouraged us to do as a group was to every morning we would take a picture of the sunrise. And we were to post that so everyone would see that we were really up doing our Miracle Morning. Because we started, when we did it, this is a few years ago, we did like, my time group was 5:30 in the morning and I was Central.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really early for, the people on the West Coast. But yeah, and then one time I was on vacation, so I got a great picture of the beach, at sunrise. So I don't know, maybe we could do something like that.
Okay.
Sunrise, I just thought.
So in our workplace group and Go Getter Book Club, those of you, if you're at sunrise, take a picture.
Yes.
Like, look, I'm up. I'm ready for my day. I'm getting ready for my day. I'm ready to take it.
So it's sort of it's a fun way to have accountability.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Phyllis.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll do that.
Cool.
And so anybody who wants to participate, please do that. And just, it doesn't really matter where you are in the book. If you're way ahead, if you just started, you haven't even read it yet, just keep coming, keep participating, and we'll be drawing out these how-to concepts from the book as we go. So you guys, it's 10:02. We're gonna end. Get on with your day. Have a great one. And we look forward to seeing you again next Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Okay?
Yeah, and if anybody has
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Julie.
Yeah, and reach out on Workplace. If you reach out on Workplace to any of us in the group, if you guys.
For sure.
Julie, she, and if you guys watched that video, like reading Miracle Morning was life-changing for her. It was a catalyst to where she is now. So she's going to be a great resource for you if you need some encouragement.
Absolutely.
Younger. Okay, you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.